Hey guys, what's up? Sorry, we're jumping in just a few seconds late. 9 seconds to go. We are out of the men's pin here. So, men's race getting going right now. We'll get you up to speed as the race takes off here. Men's race heading out now. We are in the B race today because this is where our head-to-head race is. Jeff Rooney versus Steve Fung going out here. Team X versus INC, and you will see there is Alienware and Team X jerseys everywhere here in the race. So, big race today. Going to be a lot of fun. We are also going to be watching the ladies race over there with Angela Pitzer and Marlene Bjorhead in the ladies race. So, apologize for the last second start here, but we are going now. We are watching chat at Facebook and Mixer. So, good afternoon, everybody, and we are in for a big show here. Jeff Rooney versus Steve Fung, Team Innovation versus Team X, and there is a ton of team help out here. So let's see real quick before the ladies get going here in about a minute. Let's see if we can get our eyes on some of the racers going head-to-head today. Right here, we've caught up with Jeff Rooney. Jeff is right here near the front with Julian Biesier right in front of him, going hard. Kay Doving, who was here helping Kim Little this morning, is back racing again. So fun head-to-head battle here. Gonna slide back here a little bit and see if we can't find the Innovation rider that is our other competitor today. And here he is, Innovation rider Steve Fung, back here a little bit farther back in the pack, but well within the peloton. 162 heart rate. Holding on in the center of the pack here. We're going to go side by side here and watch the ladies get rolling too. You never know when there's going to be action within this men's pack, and they're still kind of settling in here. So we're going to go side by side and watch the ladies get started as well. So welcome to the postseason fun here, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun today. Two head-to-head races, and here we have the ladies rolling out of the pin. And Angela Pitzer versus Marlene Bjorhead, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, and I apologize for that. They are getting going hard out of the pin. Angela right off the front, 167 heart rate when she is not even a tenth of a mile into the race. She is amped up and ready to go. Marlene just behind her, coming through with the power up, coming through and off the front. Is she going to try to end this one from the get-go, from the gun? We will see how this works out here. Who's going to work for who? Who's here to help who? Looks like the men are all together. So we will see here with the ladies, how is this going to work out? So let's watch the ladies here as they have a little bit of drama right out of the gate. 4 seconds back already. Angela is working hard to get across this gap. And looks like she's going to do it. She dropped a power up herself and is coming back already. So it looks like they're going to be all back together here in the ladies race. Not much drama, but a little bit of hard work there right off the front. And but Marlene and Angela are back together there. So big battles going on there. Appreciate everybody doing all that. So let's get caught up on what we are doing here today. So let's go check out a little bit of the course preview. We are doing 3 laps of the Greater London Flat course. Those are 7-mile loops. So 3 loops of that is 21 miles plus about the 3 or 4 miles it takes to get there. A total of about 25 miles today, or 40 or 41 kilometers. Is what the race course looks like. You can see the elevation over here to the left. There is a little bit of elevation change on the back side of the course here, where you can see this little bit of a ramp. Nothing significant and nothing over about 2 or 3%. There is always a draft available, but there are a couple sections of hills to do a little bit of pain into your competitors. It will take them about an hour or a little more to complete this race. We are watching the B race head-to-head bracket in both the men's and the ladies today. So we are actually starting in the men's B pin. We do not have eyes on the men's A category today because we are focusing in on the head-to-head battles. And a little bit of fun that we've got going on here. Kim Little was doing a little bit of technical support for me and ended up getting dropped off the back. But him and his kitty cat avatar over there having some fun. at CycleView. Let's drill into the men here, and we'll get back to that in a minute. The men are getting ready to go up this steep ramp into Trafalgar Square. This is the biggest race we've had today as far as participation and number of guys in this front pack. We're on Steve Foong right now, hanging on kind of at the back of this pack in the men's race. And I expect that these guys will stay together up into Trafalgar Square, at least the two main competitors. It is a pretty good strung out group here, doing a good hard effort to get up into Trafalgar's, and we will see if either one of the teams try to really make a break for it. You can see green Tron bikes up and down through this group, and that is due to the team participation between Team X and Team Innovation, both wearing those green colors. We have a little bit of green everywhere in this race now, and the Innovation rider here moving right up to the front, showing that he is not troubled by this work. So looks like they have made it all up in there. Jeff Rooney and Steve Foong right here at the front of the pack. Two of them here together, and showing that they are going to ride right at the front of the pack for the duration of the race. So good job by them keeping it together. So back to if you want to check out a little bit of the racing on your own, check out some of the first person views they've got here, go over to cycleview.tv. You can get a view here. We've got Jeff Rooney down under there racing. We've got many choices to watch here. Kim Little having a little fun with his avatar there. We do have Angela Pitzer providing us a stream, and we're gonna go together. Let's go with 4 different views here. Let's see if we can't get a lot of the racers who are competing today. Let's see who we can find here. So we have got the 2 head-to-head ladies here on the right-hand side of the screen, Marlene and Angela fighting hard, and then let's see if we can find a first-person view of some of the men here in the race, and get a good view of what's going on here. Full screen views here gives you an idea of what you can do over at the CycleView app to see different men racing here. We have views of Mike Davis, Jeff Rooney, both Team X. Jeff Rooney is one of our head-to-head competitors today in the men's race. And then Marlene and Angela on the right-hand side of the screen. Those are the 2 head-to-head ladies racing today. You can see we've got some Team Vixen going on there at the top of Velocity Vixen. I think these ladies have been in every race that I've called today. One of their riders at least participating. So definitely a strong lady showing today from the Velocity Vixen crew. Looks like they are all together right now in the ladies race. And they have one other lady in the race with them riding in that peloton, and then Gemma Anchors riding there in the race as well. So go check out the CycleView app, get your own first-person views. We'll be stopping in over there from time to time and checking things out. This course is going to be a fun course today. I expect the unexpected actually today. All the races I've done today have been excellent, tight battles, but a little bit of unexpected going on as well. So checking out some of the comments we've got going on around here. Never seen so many green Tron wheels, alien invasion, mechanical, Kim getting dropped. A lot of shots at Kim getting dropped. Unfortunately, Kim getting dropped was just as much my fault as Kim's. We had a little bit of technical issues getting the stream going, and Kim was playing technical support, missed the beginning of the race. Hello to you guys over at Mixer. Thanks for dropping in and watching. You are watching CVR World Cup postseason. This is the final week of the postseason. We are in Zone E. Most of the postseason now has been decided. So if you have not caught up on what has happened already today in the postseason racing, let's see if we can get you caught up while we are watching a little bit of the racing. So we're going to get a little bit of multi-screen going on here. You've got the ladies racing in the bottom right. You got the men's racing in the upper left. If anything significant happens in either one of those pelotons, I will try to break from the race and go directly to that action. But while they are racing over there on the right-hand side of the screen, on the left-hand side of the screen, we have got the brackets for the postseason Starting with the men's A bracket. This was held this morning. We called this race. Kim Little beat Jeffrey Creel by less than 6 inches in a sprint finish. They finished 1-2 in that race. Kim Little over Jeffrey Creel. Kim had a breakaway going for nearly half of the race. He was pulled back within 1.5 miles, 2 miles of the finish, and still was able to win the sprint. Excellent race. A lot of fun. We are currently watching the B bracket for the men right now. Jeff Rooney against Steve Foong, and we will settle that one here and now in the next hour. For the C bracket for the men, Fraser White beat Jason Flores this morning in the A zone. This was also a sprint finish, less than a bike length. It was back and forth for the entire race, people trying to do breakaways. It was an excellent race, so if you get a chance, go back and watch the replay of that in the A zone. Great racing there. And then in the C zone this morning for the men's D bracket, Scott Arista, with the help of his ODZ teammates, pulled away from Jason Economois early in the race and ran away with the victory there with about a 3-minute gap at the finish line. So congratulations to those guys who have already won today and those that have participated in the ladies races today. We had a 4-way battle in the A race for the ladies. That was in Zone B. Dixie Newsom, Mary Still, Eva Buchholz, and Anja Lewendorf. They stayed head-to-head until the last 1.5 miles of the race, where Eva Buchholz threw down an attack that no one could hang with, and Eva took the A bracket win for the ladies this morning. We are watching the B bracket ladies now with Marlene Bjorhead and Angela Pitzer. The C bracket for the ladies was won by Tracy Vogel earlier this morning in the C zone. She defeated Lisa Hines, and then late tonight we will have a showdown between Katie Levy and Claire Snowden, and that will be the final head-to-head race of the day. We are finishing up the B brackets now, and then the only remaining race will be the D bracket for the ladies. So that is kind of a quick recap of the racing action for today, and hopefully that was everybody could keep up with that rundown. Getting some comments. I've never seen anything like this. What is this? Where can I get this game and equipment? So you are watching a game called Zwift. If you want to go check out what the game of Zwift is, you can go to Zwift.com. You can get your own bicycle equipment, ride a trainer indoors. If you want to see what that looks like, here gives you an idea. On the left-hand side of the screen, you will see 4 different examples of people that are participating directly in this race. These are not people holding controllers. These are people putting in real efforts in real life, suffering on their bicycles, competing against one another. So as one of my partners here has said in the past, this is the hardest video game ever. Elevated heart rates, suffering on the bike. You will be in pain for a very long time in these races. A whole different spin on video games and esports, and this is where we're doing real sports in esports, where the real athletes, competitive athletic people participating in esports. This weekend, actually, we have one of the biggest live events yet, with a prize purse. The winner gets $10,000 for both the male and female winner this weekend, June 23rd and 24th. In Vancouver, British Columbia. You can watch that live on these same channels that you are watching now. Saturday and Sunday, 2 days of racing, 10 men, 10 women competing each for $10,000 grand prize winner. So it is a pretty cool little setup. It's a lot of fun. I compete in it myself. I did the last live event and got 3rd place in it. It is an awesome thing. So thanks for asking those questions, and we'll get some people there in chat that are trying to share some information with you over there at Mixer as well. Trying to see if we can't get a hold of one of the competitors here in the men's race and see where they are at. Here we found Jeff Rooney in the men's race. So we will have a couple key moments out here on the course. We're not quite to one of those yet, but on each one of these loops there is a little bit of an uphill section. And it is near the end of each lap. So when we go through it the first time here, I'll be sure to point it out, because that is going to be a key time late in the race that we'll want to keep an eye on. So we'll make sure that we call that out when we get there. Thanks to Matt Brandt posting a little bit of a link over there at Facebook. Yes, shout out to the guys over there at the Echelon Podcast. Did an interview with me just a few days ago, and that is out there. So getting a question over there at Facebook. What is Mixer? Mixer is another streaming platform that we are live streaming to. So if you want to go over to mixer.com/CVR World Cup, you can watch the stream there just as you are watching it at Facebook. Or if you want to choose the streams you want to watch yourself, including the individual streams provided by the riders, you want to go to cycleview.tv, where you will have the ultimate selection of stream there. Thanks, Dwayne, for the nice comments. I have been at it for quite a while today. I got up at 3 a.m. this morning to start the streams, so we have been here for a long time today, and doing my day job on top of it. This is my lunch hour, and I'm spending it with you guys, watching one of the best races we're going to see all day. This men's field is stacked. It is a huge group. If you get, let's see if we can get a little bit of a good look at what this men's group looks like. Can we, here we go. Let's get a little camera work going here. Let's zoom up. Look at all those black jerseys. Half of them have the alien head on them for the Alienware jersey. That white alien head, those are all Innovation Cycling. And the ones with the white eyeballs and the black with the green scallops coming off of it, that is Team Experimental. And those two teams are the competitors competing for the final bracket win here today. So definitely a strong head-to-head competition. We got big chase going on now. Looks like there's a little bit of a break in the pack. Jeff Rooney's a little bit behind that break. And we'll see how this goes as it goes on up the road. Teams are the competitors competing for the final. Looks like we got a little bit of lag going on at some of the places, guys. I'm not sure what that is all about. Hopefully that resolves itself here pretty quickly. Trying to get to the front of the pack here to see what's going on. Got some Innovation guys getting up the front here with maybe a few BRT guys trying to get off the front. Nobody's really going to respond to the BRT group at the front of this pack, but the Innovation and Team X guys will respond to one another a little bit as this gets pushing. So drop in over here at the ladies race and see how that is going. Looks like the ladies race is still all together here. We'll do a quick rundown of how they are stacking up here. Marlene with a heart rate of 176, Angela at 170. They are riding in a pack together right now. Doesn't look like anyone's really attacking each other. They're gonna ride together here for a while, I believe, and I expect them to hold on to one another till the end and settle it in that last couple of miles. So, but we'll drop in and keep an eye on those ladies going head to head there. Marlene Bjorhead and Angela Pitzer fighting head to head over there in the ladies race today. Thanks for the hosts over there at Mixer. We appreciate that. The support going on over there. Back into the men's race. Watching to see how we get going on here. We have Jeff Rooney against, was it Steve Fung, battling it out for the final B bracket world champion of the spring edition of CVR World Cup. The winner of this gets to claim bragging rights for the next, until the end of the next season, that they are the B bracket winners, and they have done an excellent job all season competing to get here. So it's great to see these guys coming out in force, taking it seriously, and attacking this last race of the year. Over here at Cycle View, we've got this awesome view coming from Jeff Rooney. Jeff provides us a great feed every time he races over here. I believe it's really late at night for Jeff. He is over in Australia, New Zealand area, and very late in the day. So hard trying to coordinate all these races across all the different time zones and that, but these guys have done a great job of being flexible to get these head-to-head races in. So awesome job to all of them. Looks like the feeds have stabilized a little bit. I'm not sure what was causing a little bit of the hiccups there. Hopefully that is better. So remember, we were talking about those key moments in the race. The men are now going through one of those key moments. They are going up this 4% climb out of the underground tunnel, going under the other road. This is where the attacks happen. People get up chasing off the front. You can see here Jeff Rooney up near the front of this group, trying to put the hurt on his teammate. Where is the INC teammate? Here is S. Foong. He is a little bit behind the Jeff Rooney group, but there is no gaps here, so he is still connected to the pack, fighting hard as they go through the pack. So here the men are up the climb at this point, going down into a little bit of a downhill now. This is kind of the final run into where the start-finish line is. Coming through this round, they are just coming up to a 1 lap complete out of 3 laps. So just a third of the way through the race here. Looks like we're going to lock a pack all together here for quite a while. So good job to the guys for holding on to this pack. It does break apart a little bit up that climb. They have broken a few guys off the back here, but the main group has stayed together. The innovation rider here, Foong, is hanging a little bit too far back for what I would be comfortable with in this race, but he is close enough that there is still a full connection up to the front of the pack. So no real jeopardy yet, but hanging a little bit farther back may have to cost them a few matches as the race goes on here. Catch up a little bit here with the ladies. You want to watch some of the ladies racing, you can go over to CycleView. We are fortunate enough to have live feeds from both of the ladies today, so we have Angela and Marlene both providing live feeds to us today over at CycleView, so we can actually get a look into them. Marlene is working hard here. She has one of those demeanors to her. You see people, she's got a 187 heart rate right now, and she's got that smile on her face. It's kind of funny. As you experience different riders out here on the application, you realize everyone's facial expression is so much different when they start suffering. I can promise you right now she is suffering, but she is having fun doing it. You can see it in her eyes, in her face, and the smile there. She is enjoying herself, but absolutely suffering at the same time. You will find other people who have a grimace on their face that looks like that they could chew through steel, and it's interesting to see the different facial expressions of people when they're in that pain cave. But both Angela and Marlene are providing us great feeds here to watch. This is Angela here racing hard. You can see they are both together on the road, working hard to make sure that they stay with their competitor and fight one another to the end. The ladies are just about to the point where they will be going down into that dip as well. So here we've got over to their feed, and we can see Marlene with a 178 heart rate, and Angela is riding along with a 168 heart rate. Both of them pushing very hard and about to go through that up and down cycle. So the ladies working hard out there and pushing themselves to the limit to try to hold on to one another and make sure that they are there at the end of the race. It's hard to gauge what kind of effort you need to put in these races and to stay with your competitor. Do you push a little bit harder? Do you try to break them? How much are they suffering? It's very hard to make the right decision on how hard you want to work. Whether you're hurting yourself as much as you are hurting your partner, and how that is working. So we see here the ladies still riding together here and working hard. We're gonna see if we can't get some more connections here with the men. and drop in and see how they are doing. Here we've got Jeff Rooney battling it out hard still, riding in the pack with his full suite of teammates in here working for him. So Jeff has a lot of help. Looking out through that sea of black jerseys, I can tell you from a team perspective, to look out across the peloton like this, to see that many jerseys that match yours and to know that you have that much support, it is a fantastic feeling. So got some attacks going on a little bit here in the men's race, so we are going to jump back over to the men's race, and we see a little bit of fighting going on here at the front. A lot of Innovation riders working hard at the front. We've got Innovation pushing at the front, trying to make some gaps happen. We're looking over their shoulder. Everybody is still connected back here, and but they're starting to string out the rubber band a little bit. So we have a little bit of a lag to some of the live feeds. So we're going to go over to Jeff Rooney's view here, and you can see Jeff's reaction to that now, just a few seconds behind. Jeff having to get up and really do some work. He's got that shuffle going on the trainer there, working hard to stay with that group, out of the saddle, pushing hard, and you can see the pain face going on there with Jeff, really showing the struggle. But it looks like they're staying connected. They have not really done a lot of damage here, but there's definitely a lot of pain put into the legs when this happens. You're starting to see a gap open up here. You're going to see some of those Team X members are going to help close this gap down for Jeff. I can see right now Spocker, some of these guys are going to the front of this group and pulling this gap back for him. Definitely some interesting tactics going on here, really working hard to get across this gap. And they are still fighting here. They are still going hard up front. And they're asking BRT to stop chasing. So they're asking BRT to not take part in the fight here. But BRT's here to win the race. They don't care about the head-to-head. They want to win a race. And you never know who they might be working for. I don't have any insight into that. But just because they are not on one of these teams doesn't mean they are not working with one of these teams. But it looks like we are all back together here for the most part. I'm sure there's been some damage done. You can see some guys stringing out the back now. And taking a look at that, there is definitely some damage done in the group here. But I believe we still have all of the competitors together here. Jeff Rooney working in the front. Steve Fung in the pack here as well. Rooney's heart rate now starting to come down a little bit, just under 170. Let's see if we can't get a grab on Fung here to see where his stats are reading as well. So many guys here in the pack, it's still hard to get a hold of him. I don't have a quick enough draw to grab him. Here we go, 155 heart rate on Fung, so still working hard. So got a little bit of an attack up the front again. Who do we have up the front? INC going again, but let INC go. As long as Fung is not up there with him, there is nothing to chase. This is a head-to-head battle. If 3 Innovation Cycling riders get off the front without their teammate, they cannot do any damage to the rest of the pack. So let those 2 go on up the road and fight amongst yourselves behind that. So Team X definitely being attentive at the front of the race to make sure that this move does not backfire on them. But they're going to hold on here and be patient and see how this works out. Sorry for the bouncing around here a little bit. We've got a little bit of rider disappearance going on here. Check in on the ladies. The ladies are just rolling through the start-finish banner to complete lap 1. Still riding together here. Marlene with a 176 heart rate. Angela with a 168 heart rate. We've got Yo-Yo Z-Sun R hanging in with them with a similar heart rate. So it looks like these 3 ladies are pretty well matched. Don't know if the Yo-Yo rider is there to assist or just here for a good hard ride. Either way, we are glad that she is here riding with them. And these are open races for anyone to join. But if you would like to be a part of the league, you need to go over to CVRWorldCup.com and make sure you get registered before the next season starts so you can participate in the league. And don't forget that this coming weekend at CycleView.tv on Saturday and Sunday, there will be the next live event coming to you live from Vancouver, British Columbia, the spring season finale for the CVR World Cup League, where 10 men and 10 women will be going head-to-head against one another in a points racing format. This is an all-new format, so I don't know what to expect, other than I know it is going to be exciting, because every lap of every race is going to have some reward in it toward your finishing place in the overall weekend. So there is no sitting in. If you want to be a competitor in that points battle, you are going to have to be on every single race. Here we go. We've got some attacks going off the front. Gavin Richardson looks like he is going to chase Steve Young of INC down off the front and fighting the battle over there. Let's drop in and see how the riders are doing here. We have got Jeff Rooney fighting hard here, getting a little bit of nutrition in there. Marlene still suffering in the pack. We've got a few other riders out here providing us some streams. We've got Penn Henderson out here riding in the group and riding us a good quality stream. He's got his backdrop going. Got some high quality going there. Appreciate these guys providing us streams. Looks like these INC riders in the men's race are a little bit off the front. Henderson looks like he is racing in the A race. So for those of you that might be interested in what's going on in the A race right now, there is no head-to-head battles going, but here on the left-hand side of the screen, Mr. Henderson is in that A bracket. So you can see a lot of familiar names over there racing, including Trzynski and Drew Jean, some popular names from the past with CVR seasons of past. Drew Jean was in the LA live final against myself and the likes of Kim Little, Adam Zimmerman, and Lionel Sanders, and many other guys that were there in that one. So looks like Henderson is doing well here in the men's A race. Got a good pack race going on there as well. Right now in the men's front pack, we have a breakaway of 10 seconds now for 2 innovation riders. The pack behind is seemingly holding together now, kind of cemented together. We've also have streams coming through from some of the Team X riders that are supporting Jeff Rooney. Those guys coming out here to show their support for their teammates, and a lot of firepower available in the pack now. We've got Mike Davis out here from California, his Helen Cycles guy out here. He's got all of his backdrops worked out here. He's suffering in the pack. Mike's going to be in this group, and he is just going to be focused on where is my teammate, and he can see right there on the right hand side of the screen. His teammate Rooney is riding right there along with him. Mike is just going to sit here at the front of this pack, keep control of it the best he can, and make sure that Jeff is always in a comfortable position riding along with Steve in the pack here. Looks like things have calmed down here in the pack for the men. No one is taking real chase in the innovation riders that have gotten off the front, which is understandable, as this being a head-to-head race. There is no need to chase people that are not in the head-to-head race, and but you know that there is something up the sleeve of the innovation riders that have went off the front. They would not join the B bracket and come here to support their teammate and go off the front without having a good reason behind it. So got a comment coming in from Claudia Bering, one of the participants in this upcoming weekend's CVR World Cup live event in Vancouver, saying it's gonna hurt this weekend. It absolutely is gonna hurt this weekend, Claudia, and it's gonna be awesome all at the same time. So wish you and all the competitors a lot of luck there. Here we've got a view of the ladies here, both battling it out side by side. Angela Pitzer and Marlene both fighting here. Heart rate's 166 for Angela, 179 for Marlene, still tied together with a rope. No one going anywhere. We're gonna watch the men here as they attack up out of this hill. We're gonna start seeing some orange numbers. I think this might be the place where Innovation tries to do something with these guys that are 10 seconds off the front. They have placed a few guys up the road, and now they're going to do some effort, I believe, to see if they can't get across to those teammates. But you can see orange numbers everywhere, and trying to find where our racers are in this group. And here is the Innovation rider in the head-to-head competition here. Steve is fighting hard here to stay in the pack as well. Jeff Rooney is just 4 or 5 riders behind. There is no seconds of a gap there, so they are still both together. No one able to really shake their competitor out of this pack, but you know they are just burying themselves to the limit here. Getting ready to complete lap 2 here in about a mile, and they'll be down to 1 lap to go on this course. We got a Go Jeff coming in over there at Cycle View. So we're getting a little bit of cheering going on for the different guys. If you go over to that Cycle View app, you can cheer for your rider. If they've set up cheering, there is a cheer button next to their name. You can click cheer, you can donate money to them, and pass them along a message in the Cycle View application that they will receive, and help support the racers over there and give them some kudos along the way. Looks like the pack here for the men is stringing out a little bit, but still not a lot of damage being done. Not losing a lot of riders out of the pack. Still a nice big pack fighting along here. We'll check in here and see how much suffering our head-to-head racers are doing now. Looks like Jeff is really fighting hard now. He's got the jersey unzipped. Got the shoulders a-swinging. Burning a lot of energy here. This is now or never for Jeff. Hanging on to the group, seeing how hard that he can push his body, and keep himself here for the big sprint finish, or maybe even try to pull some sneaky tactics and counter one of these Innovation cycling moves to get off the front. Thanks for the nice comments over there at Facebook. I appreciate that. It's a lot of fun watching these guys race, and I appreciate you guys coming and joining along in the fun with us, with myself and the crew over here at CVR. We really appreciate everybody who comes and participates in the streams and watches along and races with us. It's a lot of fun, and we definitely appreciate that. So let's, looks like the men here are rolling up. This is where they will sprint on the final lap, assuming they are coming to this point as a group. When they hit this red road, it will be game on next time around. So they will probably stay together for a little bit here. We're going to drop over to the ladies. We'll come back to the men if we see any big action happening there. But we want to do a quick status check here. The other side of the race, there may only be 3 of them, but they are fighting hard, putting out a ton of energy here. Marlene is sitting at a 180 heartbeat now. Angela Pitzer at 173. Yo-Yo riding along with them with 164. These ladies are working hard here. Marlene's heart rate has been over 170 for, I believe, the entire race. Hard to say how high these heart rates are. I don't know any of these riders' stats directly offhand to know how high that they beat, but no matter what your max heart rate is, a 170 plus for an entire race is going to hurt. It is huge suffering. So kudos to them on their big push here. And getting the ladies also providing us both with live streams, which we definitely enjoy and appreciate that too. A lot of the racers are providing us live streams now for these races. So anytime you're watching a CVR event, make sure you're checking in over at cycleview.tv. Pick your favorite racers, go in here, and you can watch their first-person streaming videos here. You can see Marlene here, focused, eyes down. She sure doesn't look like she's suffering as hard as her heart rate indicates here, which that's a good sign. That means she's keeping her her body calm, She's not wasting a lot of energy in the suffering, and not showing a lot of expression is actually a good sign in a race like this, which means that they maybe have a little something left, or they're just being very efficient with their body, which in either scenario, that is an excellent sign of having the ability to go a little bit deeper yet. You can see here, Angela just pushing hard and pushing through here. Got the fan blowing, trying to stay cool, but definitely pushing her bodies to the limit and staying in the group here. Thanks to those guys over at Mixer dropping in. I think we've got a lot of new viewers over there, new to CVR World Cup and new to the Zwift world. So thanks for dropping in. Make sure you go over to the Facebook page, CVR World Cup, and follow us over there and get all the information about CVR World Cup. Go to cvrworldcup.com if you want more information about the league. Cycleview.tv is where you can go to watch all the action and get your choice of feeds. Madi Pekelny giving a kudos here. I really hope to be in this head-to-head. Good luck to Jeff Rooney and Steve Froome. Thanks, Moti, for that comment over there. Moti was battling hard in this B bracket, and he was defeated last week and didn't quite make it to the final. But I know Moti's going to be at home training hard for the next season, and hope to see him again at a live event final soon. Appreciate the comments over there. Men are all together here still. Just a few miles to go to the finish line. They are just about to cross 20 miles, which leaves them with about 5 miles, or about 9 kilometers to go, 9.6 kilometers to go in the men's race. So they are just a few minutes of suffering left. 5 minutes to go in the race. We're going to be looking at about probably 12 or 13 minutes left to go to the finish line. So how much more can you empty the gas tank in the next 15 minutes or so to get to that start finish line? In here we're seeing a little bit of an attack, a little bit of a jump out of the saddle with the INC rider. We are riding along with Steve Froome's avatar right here with 152 heart rate. Looks like he's just comfortably sitting in the pack. You can still see this pack is full of teammates from both Innovation Cycling and Team X. They are working hard to keep their teammates safe. So we'll see if we can find the Jeff Rooney avatar. Here is Jeff riding in a very similar position in the pack as Steve, and they both seem to have comparable heart rates, just resting in the pack. Both seem to be very skilled racers, staying off the front, not burning too much energy, and preserving it for the attacks that are going to come very soon, I'm sure. I'm going to drop over to the ladies' feed just for a second, as they're hitting this little uphill dig for the second time, and this is always a key part of the race, so we want to try to catch this whenever possible. Got a little bit 2 or 3% uphill gradient here. Looks like Angela is riding a little bit further ahead of Marlene here, but they are still all together in a draft. Yo-Yo is pushing the pace a little bit on the hill here, which could force all of them, yes, all of them here going above 5 watts, 6 watts per kilogram at times here. So this is definitely a lot of suffering for the ladies. You can see Marlene's heart rate getting up at the 185. These ladies are pushing hard now. Those are big pushes up that hill, and you can definitely tell that that is going to hurt. So let's see what that looks like in the first person here. We've got Marlene just a few seconds behind what we watched just a second ago. Here she is rolling into that hill, and you can see the body language change on the bike as she has to kick it up there 5-6 watts per kilogram now. You can see the heart rate climbing. You can see the movement on the bike. You can see the body language. It changes immediately. So definitely some big changes going on there. We do have a little bit of attack going on in the men's race, but it has not impacted any of the head-to-head riders. So a couple of the guys trying to get off the front, but it does not appear like any of the head-to-head riders have went in that move. So I wanted to watch a little bit of Marlene get back into the pack here. You can see that heart rate got up to 188, and she is still smiling. That is absolutely amazing. How do you smile with a 188 heart rate? I hope that I look that nice when I am going that hard, meaning that awesome smile that she has there. She never looks like she's suffering. So great job, Marlene. You can see Jeff Rooney not quite smiling as well as Marlene is there, but definitely putting in the effort. So well done to Jeff as well. So back over to the men's race. You see you got a little bit of a break going now. We are in here with the pack with Jeff Rooney, and Steve Fung is here with him, but you can see there are innovation riders up the road now. 2 or 3 seconds up the road are a lot of the teammates of Fung, and you know they've got something up their sleeve here, so we've got to keep a close eye on what is going to happen here. Is there going to be some sort of attack? What are they setting up? I believe the men are setting something up here, and I just don't know what it is at the moment. So it will be interesting to see what happens here. Innovation is trying to pull a move here, but I must not be a very good tactician to figure out what the move is here, with what it looks like to be a couple of innovation riders up the road. There's a BRT rider up the road. Gavin Richardson is up the road for innovation cycling, and then the rest of the group sitting back here in the pack. How do I qualify for this? Paradox Hawk asks over at Mixer. Go to CVRWorldCup.com. You can join the league. It's a lot of information over there, including the rules and how to get into the league. The next league will start probably in August, would be the next league. So you got to get yourself set up with the right equipment at home. Get registered at Zwift. Get yourself a good power reading device or a smart trainer that is compatible with the league rules, and a heart rate monitor, and jump in and get prepared for that August league. So we'd love to have some new people in here. The league is set up to seed you appropriately with people of similar abilities and similar racing background and racing history. So you're kind of seeded at the beginning on how your racing past has been, as far as how you've placed in past races. So definitely go check it out, and we'd love to see some new people in the league for the next round. You've got a few weeks to get signed up and to get all your things sorted and ready for that next league. So make sure you get on that now so you are ready for the next one. And thanks for putting those links over there too. The men behind the help desk, men and women behind the help desk over there at CVR, helping me out. Alright, we still have a little bit of a gap here in the men's race. No big shifts in the ladies' race. I'm seeing a gap up to the front now of 12 or 13 seconds. I think that front group is going to get away and stay away now, the way things look. But the pack is fighting hard here and trying to hold on to it. Checking out to see who is up the road. It is a couple of innovation riders still up the road, so they have moved on up the road and are not back here assisting their teammate any longer. So interesting tactic here, but we'll see how it works out here in the end. We are watching the Rooney Steve Fung battle here, head to head, Jeff versus Steve, and to see who can take home the final B bracket win in the CVR World Cup spring season. This is the final postseason race. The winner today is the winner of the bracket. real quick update on the ladies before we get into the finality of the men. They are still locked together. No big changes in the ladies race right now. Heart rates are staying pretty stable where they've been. Angela always about 8 or 10 beats below Marlene, but we've already seen Marlene up near 190, so we know she's got a little bit more to give here when she gets down under the 180s. So we'll keep an eye on those ladies still fighting it out over there in the ladies race, keeping it up. We'll drop back over to them once we get the men through the finish line here. If anything does happen over in the ladies race, we'll try to jump over to that right away and keep an eye on both of them at the same time. Here in the men's race, we are coming down to about 1.5 miles to go. Just coming into the downhill now. It's a little hard to see because it is raining, but they will dip down into the downhill here and then start that climb. We've pointed that climb out a few times in the broadcast. That climb is where all the difference can be made in the race. From there to the finish line, it's about 3 minutes of suffering, and the trick there is to try to hold on and not let anybody get away. I think this is a big enough pack that I'm not sure that anyone will get away out of this pack, but you can definitely shed some guys out the back if they've got any too much fatigue build up in the legs. So here Jeff is placing himself well up toward the front of the pack. We're going to try to find Steve Fung is also here up toward the front of the pack, and we're going to keep an eye on these guys, and looks like they're going to try to just sit in here and ride wheels up this hill. Steve lagging a little bit farther back than Jeff Rooney, but he's only about 1 bike length behind Jeff. Jeff is just in front of him here with the Tron bike. About 3rd wheel is Jeff Rooney, and about 6th wheel is Steve Fung. Looks like they're both employing a similar strategy, and where they're just trying to hold on to the pack here and make sure that they stay in a secure position for a sprint finish. So getting a little bit strung out here, still some pushing up at the front. Jeff Rooney is up there in about 3rd wheel still, and Steve is lagging a little bit further back, but they're both having to put out a similar effort to stay in these positions. As long as Steve doesn't let anybody open a gap between him and Jeff, he's still in an okay position here. You can see a few INC riders now coming back from that breakaway off the front. They were trying to, I think, bait some people into chasing. They were unable to do that, so they've come back to assist their teammate in the finish. Steve's heart rate now is up into the 170s. We're going to follow Steve here. We have a live feed of Jeff running as well. We're going to follow Steve here through the finish. We're going to watch from Steve's perspective here, and as soon as we get across the start-finish line, we can flip back to Jeff's feed that is about 30 seconds behind, and we can watch the finish from Jeff's point of view as well, including watching Jeff do a killer sprint to the finish. So we're going to stick with this feed here until we can get to the finish and see if we can't call it from Steve's point of view, and then go back and watch Jeff's finish as well from his point of view, and maybe even get a finisher screen out of Jeff. So right now, there's definitely some hard work going on here. Don't let this fool you. It appears like they're just all together riding in a pack, but you see a few jumps of orange numbers. You're seeing some 6-7 watts per kilogram going on here at the front. They are really leading this out strong up front. Jeff Rooney is just a couple of wheels behind Steve at this point, but he is still connected to the pack. They are going to bring this into the finish very, very fast. So right here, they're going to take a right turn. You're going to see that red road. When they see that red road, it is going to be time for sprint on. That sprint could go at any point in time now. And it looks like up the road there, we're already seeing some orange numbers. Some guys are taking that sprint. Steve is jumping early. He is already in orange numbers. Here we go. Steve Fung going. Where is Rooney in this pack? Rooney is just a little bit behind now. Rooney is still in the draft, but he is about 3 wheels behind. Can he come up through here? We've got to see some orange numbers from Rooney behind. I'm still not seeing any orange numbers, but he has not pulled a gap yet. Is Rooney going to come through here? Steve Fung may end up winning this race all outright. Rooney is coming from behind, but I'm not sure that he's going to have enough to get through the finish. He is not. Jeff Rooney looks like he finished about 2 spots behind. Let's real quick get over to Jeff's point of view here. We're only about 30 seconds behind here, so here is Jeff sprinting. there's any doubt whether Jeff was giving it his all. His camera is so blurry right now just from the fact that it can't keep up from him swinging back and forth. Jeff digging hard, tongue out, pushing to the line. You can see he is so close, he can just about reach out and touch Steve coming to the line here, but just can't quite come around that innovation train to the finish line. What an effort. Just laid over the handlebars. Jeff Rooney finishing the race. Second place to Steve Foon. Congratulations to Steve for taking the sprint win there. What a battle between them. Getting over here to the ladies race right away, and we can watch them finish here. The ladies still together here, 21.4 miles in, so they have 3.5 miles to go. We'll get some of the live feeds going for the ladies here now, so we can see how they are looking and how they are progressing within the race. Do we see any major changes in the ladies and their physical appearance? Have they started really suffering and showing that look on their face? It looks like Marlene is still looking pretty calm there. Still got a smile going. Heart rate's still over 170, so what a heck of a battle here between the ladies too. They are going to bring this one down to a sprint finish as well, I believe. Marlene working hard here, staying focused, those eyes glued to the screen. Cannot ever let your guard down here. You never know when that attack's going to come. So Marlene working hard here. You can see Angela starting to show a little bit of that strain on her face. Still laser focused, sitting on the front of the pack, doing quite a bit of work. Angela working hard here. Angela participated in the Zwift Crit series as well. Angela made friends with my family actually out at the LA Long Beach final for that, so it's a lot of fun meeting her in person, and she's doing an awesome job here. So rooting a little bit for Angela here. It was fun getting to meet her, but Marlene has definitely provided us some awesome streaming here, putting in some big efforts. So the ladies are digging hard here, and we'll see if we can't watch this from their point of view here through to the finish. If possible, we will try to keep an eye on them and switch between their own personal views here and follow it. So let's go back to the neutral feed for just a second here, and we'll get set up to provide both ladies feeds until the finish, and see if we can't get good stable feeds from each one of the ladies to watch through to the finish. Alright, I think we've got good feeds from both of the ladies here now. We have got Marlene working hard here. She is on the front now. We had been seeing Angela doing a lot of the work on the front. Now we've got Marlene on the front. You can see at the top of the screen here, 3 out of 3 laps. They are on the last lap. 4.8 kilometers to go. Marlene is working in the standard units up there. We've got Imperial units going on for Angela, I believe. Yes, 3 miles to go on Angela's screen. She is following that wheel as close as possible. Looks like Yo-Yo has fallen off the back now, so we are now down to a head-to-head matchup. Just 2 ladies left. The third party that was riding with them has dropped out, so down to 2 riders now, and they're battling it out. So thanks to everybody who's participating over there at Facebook and being a part of the stream. We appreciate that. We got Marlene's clean feed going here. Let's watch this from Marlene's point of view. How is this sprint finish going to shake out? I don't know how to call this one. I don't know which one of these ladies has the killer sprint. I don't know which one is holding back a little bit. They both are suffering. There's no doubt about that. Heart rates are creeping up there. over the entire race. They keep pushing a little bit more on the pedals. Most of the races that we do here, to respond to that question over there at Mixer, how far are these races? Most of the races are about an hour in length. They'll run anywhere from about 40 minutes up to about an hour, 10 minutes. We try not to go any longer than that for most of the league races. Just to try to not make them too long. People can fit them into their days and their hectic schedules. So Marlene here getting that sway going. Like I said, that heart rate is creeping up a little bit, but that is normal in a race like this. As you get closer and closer to the end of the race, they are now at 57 minutes into the race. The heart rates are going to creep up. It is going to be a challenge. Angela here also has a little bit higher heart rate than she had earlier, digging hard. So just a little bit further to go, 2.3 miles to the finish, about 5 minutes left to go, and the ladies will be at the start-finish line. They are getting close to that point where they're dipping down into that downhill section. So we're going to watch Marlene here, providing this nice stable feed. They're going to dip down into this downhill. We'll see if one of these ladies decides to put in a big dig on that final uphill effort, or if they're going to take it to the line for a sprint and at the finish. So getting some predictions maybe on some of the actions of people getting out of the saddle, sitting back down, that they may be cooked, and I don't know. Everybody rides a little different. I watch some of the men's racing, and I don't ride out of the saddle very much in a race, and I see some of these other men will get out of the saddle for a minute or two at a time, and I will never spend that much time out of the saddle, so it's hard to gauge how different riders do different things here. Angela's still suffering here. We're riding the wheel of Marlene. They're coming up to that point to see if anybody's going to put in the big kick. Going up the uphill now. They are creeping into the uphill. And is anybody going to put the work in here? Who is going to go early? Or are they both going to save it for a sprint? So right now they're both at about 3-4 watts per kilogram. Marlene putting in a little bit of effort. You can see her wattage there in the upper left corner in that blue box. Going up into the high 200s. We're probably going to see some 300s pop here from time to time. Heart rate's getting up to 185. You can see her physical action on the trainer getting much more deliberate, a lot more sway into her body. She's just digging a little bit deeper here. Continuing to push 5.7 watts per kilogram. This is no joke here. She is climbing hard. Getting 5-6 meters back to Angela. Now this is critical time for Angela. At 6 meters, you lose the draft. She could shake Angela off her wheel here if she pushed a little bit harder. Angela's coming back 5.43 meters, so Angela was able to catch back on there. That 6 meters is the danger point. You get much further than that, you lose the draft, and you're going to have to chase. So 190, we got 190 beats per minute now on Marlene, and she is still on the front, doing the work, but relaxing just a little bit. Let's drop in and see how Angela looks. She definitely suffered trying to catch back up there. Her heart rates went up just about 5 beats per minute. Her heart rate did not climb quite as much as Marlene's did through that effort. That doesn't mean it wasn't any harder for Angela. Her body just may be reacting a little bit differently. Angela's sitting up a little bit. You've only got 1 mile to go here. 3 minutes and it's all over. One way or another. You guys made it to this point. Ladies, finish strong. You can see Angela having to get out of the saddle and kick here. A little bit of a gap showing. We'll get back over to Marlene's view. Marlene's got that smile going still. Let's see how it goes in the sprint. This ought to be interesting. It is awesome to see the smile during the ride. It is hard to stay that cool while in demeanor while you're suffering this hard. It's really hard to not look really painful when you're going this hard. So it is an impressive show by Marlene here for sure. We're going to switch over and see how Angela is looking again. Marlene's still at 186 heart rate, working hard here. Heart rate's not really coming down much now. Angela's still at that 173, so they've got the adrenaline spiked now. They both know that they've both got a shot at this. You can see that some of that heart rate reaction you're seeing now, where it's not coming down, is no matter what the effort is in watts at this point, their adrenaline is going to keep that heart rate pegged until the finish. So let's watch and see how this sprint shakes out. So far, nobody's really pushing. We'll see who's got the sprint legs and who can kick to the finish here. I believe it's going to be the first one to kick and break that draft will be the one to win. Does anybody go early, or do they save it for a late jump? It's been a fun little battle here to watch between them. It's great to see their physical suffering on both of them, and see how the ladies finish up here. Here they go into the red road. One quick jump over into Angela still. She's none of the facial expressions are really changing here. We're gonna watch Marlene to the finish. She has a much clearer, smoother finish or video here, so we're gonna try to watch it from her point of view. I wonder if that smile is gonna stay all the way through the finish line, and if there'll be a big smile after the finish line. They are ramping it up. 5.2, 5.9, 6 watts per kilogram coming from Angela. She comes around Marlene. But then you can see Marlene jumps out of the saddle, and she's got that sway going now, and now she's really digging. 500 watts. That is 9 watts per kilogram for Marlene. Oh, we got a little bit of a stutter, but here she's back. 192, 193 heart rate. Marlene is going to stay in front just barely. Look how close that was. And Angela's look on her face. She was, she looks satisfied with that. It's second place, but she doesn't look too upset about that. There's a little smile there. So, Marlene head down on the handlebars. Angela with the smile and the nod. Definitely a respectful reaction. Marlene had a coach there. You saw third hand come in there and pat her on the hand. So Marlene had somebody there rooting for her in person for the entire race. So well done to Marlene and Angela. What a battle between those ladies. They both did an excellent job there. Big suffering from both of them. Let's see what we have in store now for what's coming up with the CVR World Cup, guys. So, recap for the day. Let's get a little bit of the recap information up here. Let's look at the brackets. Brackets for today. Let's get into some of the final results here. Eva Buchholz has won Zone A, or Bracket A for the ladies. Eva will get that invitation to the next CVR World Cup live event. She defeated Dixie Newsom, Mary Still, and Anja Lewendorf in an earlier race today. We just watched Marlene Bjorhead defeat Angela Pitzer in a final there. Excellent race, ladies. They both did an excellent job. In the C bracket for the ladies, Tracy Vogel was victorious earlier today in that C bracket. The D bracket for the ladies is coming up in the H zone race tonight, so we'll see what those results are a little bit later today. For the men, in the A bracket, we had Kim Little defeating Jeff Creel in a big sprint finish earlier today. Well done by both of them. We just watched Steve Foong take out Jeff Rooney in a big sprint finish there. Big team battle today, Team Innovation versus Team Experimental in that race. Excellent racing by both of them. Jason Flores and Fraser White raced this morning in the A zone. Fraser White winning in a very close sprint battle over Jason Flores. And then the big runaway victory earlier today, Scott Arista, with the help of a few teammates, put a big gap in on Jason Economois early in the race to take the D bracket win. So congratulations to all the bracket winners. There is one unsettled bracket yet in the female D bracket to be held later today. All the other brackets have been completed at this point. So thanks everybody for tuning in to those. So what we have coming up next around here at CVR World Cup this weekend. CVR World Cup is going to be live from Vancouver, British Columbia. If you want to watch that live event, you want to make sure that you go over there and follow the Facebook page, CVR World Cup. There'll be all kinds of information about that live event. It'll be live on both Saturday and Sunday. Live racing. This is your lineup of 10 men that will be racing head-to-head in that live finale. The winner of the men and the women's event will each be guaranteed to come home with at least $10,000 in cash from that event. So make sure you tune into that event. It's a new format. It's a points format that is a little different than any other racing that we've ever done before. So expect the unexpected. I don't know what to expect completely from it. I have some ideas, but those ideas may be thrown out the window the second we get there to race. No idea what that race is going to turn out like. Here is your ladies' final 10 for that. Again, both the men and the women have some repeat people coming and joining those events, as well as some newcomers. So congratulations to those ladies who are new, and men that are new to the CVR World Cup finale. You will love it. It'll be both painful and awesome at the same time. For those of you that are repeats, have fun. You get to enjoy a whole different format, and you know what to experience from a live event perspective, but the format is all different. So there is always something new. When you go to CVR World Cup, no one CVR World Cup is the same as the next, and there's always something new to experience there. So CVR is doing an awesome job of getting into the esports arena with the cycling sports, and consistently and constantly adjusting to make the cycling better, to make the events better, and to make the competition a little bit better. So they are doing a great job. We appreciate everybody who has joined along in the fun today. It has been a great day of racing, and thank you. This will be the last event that I will be broadcasting today. I broadcast 3 races today. Our buddy Chris Haskell did one this morning for CVR as well. We appreciate everybody who has been a part of them. And if you have any questions, CVR related, CVR World Cup, there is a CVR World Cup community page on Facebook as well. So go over there if you got any questions. There's also an awesome help desk available at cvrworldcup.com. Guys, go out there, get logged into the league, get motivated, get on those bikes and participate. Make sure you mark your calendars here for Saturday and Sunday. Come back and watch the live event finals here. Root on your favorite rider and give them your support. So thanks everybody for the racing. Congratulations to all the winners. Thanks to all the racers who participated. Everybody who streamed over at cycleview.tv. Remember, guys, go mark that page, cycleview.tv. That is the place where you get to make the choice of who you watch in a stream, which stream you watch, and what different angles you get to see. So that will be the place to watch this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Cycleview.tv will be the best place to watch. So make sure you get over there and participate in all the events this weekend. Thanks again for joining me, and we will see you again on the next season of CVR World Cup.